Hi class, and today we learned about how to write an equation from a graph. Our I can was I can write an equation of a line given a graph. So some words that we needed to remind ourselves about are what are points, what is our slope, and our y-intercept. Just remember that we are going to be using our y-intercept formula, which is our step 4 here, a lot of the time. These are the steps for writing an equation. We need to find 2 points. I say find 2 points, but you could use 1 point and the y-intercept to do this just as well. Calculate the slope. Find the y-intercept and then write it in y-intercept formula. That is y equals mx plus b. So let's look at this graph. So I'm looking at this graph and I notice already that they gave me 2 points to look at. They said, here are 2 great points to look at. And I say, yay. So, one of them happens to be on the y-axis. If you forget, the y-axis is the one that goes up and down, and the x is the axis that you've known since kindergarten, the one that we use on our number line. So, as we are looking at this, I'm looking at where it crosses as this very important piece. Where this line that has a negative slope crosses my y-axis, that is my b. So I'm looking at that and I go, well, clearly b equals -3. Okay? That is where my circle is. That is where the dot is. Now, to find the slope, we do what we've been doing for the last few months. We make the triangle to help us. Again, we read our graphs from left to right, so I'm going to start at the dot on the left and move to the dot on the right. So, I'm going to count. I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. 6 spaces, and I went down. So that's a -6. I went to the right, 2 spaces. Well, we've learned our slope, or m, is our change in y over our change in x. So I changed y -6, and I changed x +2. If I put this in my calculator, I'm going to come out with -3. But remember, we like to write this as a fraction, or you can write it as a whole. Either will be accepted. So now I need to remember what my equation is for y-intercept formula. It is y equals mx plus b. So now I leave my y and I leave my x alone, and I fill in the information that we have found. Well, my m is right here, and that's -3 over 1, so I'm going to write that in. -3 over 1. And my b is -3, or -3. And that's my equation. That is as easy as it gets, guys. Let's try one more. All right. Oh, I don't have any more on the slides. All right, so I added another one in really quickly for us to walk through. So on this one, there are no points chosen. So we have to go in and be very careful about the points we do choose. Okay? So I'm going to choose the point right here at 0, 2 because that's crossing my y-axis. I know that that's an important point. And I'm going to choose this other point right here at -1, -1. Now I'm going to build my triangle. And I see that I went up 3 and over 1. So now I'm going to build my slope. I went up 3 over 1. I can't simplify that. That is in simplified terms. Okay. Well, now let's see about our B. Our B is where the line, this line, crosses. Where does this cross the y-axis? Well, it crosses the y-axis at the point 0, 2. So that means B is 2. So I have written out the equation for y-intercept form, remembering that I leave y alone and I leave x alone. But now from the information we gathered, I put in the numbers I need. So m we found to be 3 over 1, and we found b to be 2. But remember, b is a positive 2, so I put in a plus sign. All right, thank you class for watching. Bye.